you ever been with a lesbian? They're like, oh, I've only been with women for that. And you're like, twice. I feel like Jackie Robinson, like I'm the first of my people to be allowed. And if I don't show up, my people get shut out for the rest of the fucking life. Right? I'm like, oh, dude, I got to represent. I got to knock this out. I got to
lay this down.
Yeah.
Bro, I got to put some work so I don't fuck it up for everybody.
You're gonna love this. My boy, Jimmy Burke, as you know, Jimmy Burke. There was a waitress at Shutters. And she was I first moved here and she was so beautiful. And she
in LA?
Yes. And she was, I was like obsessed. And I was like, oh, and I just would go in and I would talk to her. And finally one day I asked her to come on a hike with me. And my boy Jimmy was in town. And so he came on the hike with us and we were walking. And that night we had sex, but it was really... I was like...
Wait, was she a lesbian, bro?
Well, I'll tell you. So I was like, it wasn't there. Like, I was like, I don't know what's going on here, man. But it was,
I bet you must have been trying so hard.
It was just
You're
cold.
Like, how about this move? No, how about...
Bro, it was
nothing.
cold. It was cold.
She
and
just
I was
wasn't
like,
feeling it.
Yeah, man. And even when we were hiking, I was like, find myself going, she's so hot, but there's
she was
there's
leading
something
the way?
up. There's something, yeah, man, something up there. Yeah, something like... So I say to Jimmy, I go, the sex just wasn't there. And he goes, that's because she is a ham. He goes, so you know Jimmy Burke.
So funny.
He goes, well, Bubba, that's because she's a handsome young man. And I go, what do you mean? He goes, if you didn't pick up the fact that she's as gay gets, and you seem to be some experiment, then my friend, you don't read human beings
He's
well.
brilliant.
Sure enough, the next day she goes, you're the first guy I've actually ever been with. I'm gay. And I was like, fucking Jimmy Burke. Jimmy Burke, the clairvoyant.
Proud of yourself.
Yeah, it was just. I'm surprised she laid it down for you. It was just off, huh?
It was off, and she goes,
your frequencies were off.
Frequencies were totally off. She's not into. She wasn't into me.
Well, she's probably used to being an alpha and throwing the other girl around. She's like, whoa, what's going on?
Yes, she
here?
was.
Yeah.
And she also just liked me, and I think she was like, let me see what this is about.
Did you try putting your
That's
dick in
how
her
nice
mouth?
you are.
No, she did not. She was like, I've never. That dick is huge. Your body's so shredded. And
Yeah.
No, I don't
okay,
think
she didn't say
happened.
that, but no, but I remember,
that is interesting.
I remember feeling awkward. I remember feeling like
Did you never hook up again?
I never hooked up with her again. And in New York, there was another gorgeous gal. She had a German Shepherd, and she was wealthy. Her dad had crazy money, Egyptian, and something else. And I I was like, the fuck is going on with this? And she said to me, she goes, I would come over, and and she finally goes, you might be my first boyfriend. And I go, yeah. What does that mean? What does that fucking mean? She goes, well, this is who I dated before. And she held up this picture of this ridiculously hot girl. She goes, I'm basically gay. And I was like,
interesting.
Yeah. And I felt it. I felt the vibe. No. Well, hey, you and I have a friend recently, ladies and gentlemen, where I showed up to meet him before my set at the Improv. And this woman was jacked. I mean, tits, ass, mouth. I was like,
our friend?
Yeah, she looked like a blow up doll. I was like, that is obscene. But I'm
think...
very turned on. And he said, but they were again. We're sitting there talking. She was really sexual, and she was like saying stuff about how cute I was. Like I'm older but hot, and I was like, Jesus, all right, I just met you, but okay, drinks, please. Come watch me. Sitting down, she's kind of touching my buddy, and something was up. And I said to 3 people, I went, do you feel there's something going on with that person? And they went, I do. And I don't know what it is.
With the girl or the guy?
The girl. They go, I do.
What?
I said, what do you think it is? He goes, it just seems that they are, I don't know if that's a guy. I don't know if that used to be a guy. And I went,
you can't tell now, dog.
My buddy, dude.
Science
I've
is
seen
good.
these chicks. I'm like,
bro, my buddy.
That's a dude.
My buddy.
My dick just got tripped.
My buddy said
know.
2 things. My buddy said 2 things about it. He said, and he's a dog, but he goes, I just wasn't drawn. I couldn't. She was there. I was talking to her. She's hot. He goes, her skin, the temperature of her skin was different.
I know the guy.
And he said, and she smelled different. She smelled
like
the
Axe
smell
body
was
spray.
not, it was not, the smell didn't turn me on.
like Thailand.
That'll do
Turns
it.
out
she smelled like Old Spice.
She was a transsexual. She had her, the full operation and everything. Hot. But there was
Giant
just
hands.
something, not even.
How was the
just
sex?
Something. He didn't do it.
Are you scared?
How was it with
and
you?
she said to him, she felt it, and she kind of said, you know how I said I used to be a guy. She said, you know how I said I'm a lot like a guy sometimes. And he said, I know what you mean. And then she said, well, give me a call whenever sometime.
Ah, damn.
Yeah, I know. She was so sweet.
There's some trans girls where you're like, damn, I'll see them on Instagram like, holy balls.
I'll let them suck my dick. Fuck it. Why not?
Yes, sir.
That's fair,
Yes,
Sam.
sir.